and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook, what's been on the drill pin too. I have some diamond painting to show you, and also what I'm wearing. I'm going to talk about what I've made this week and some of my plans for the upcoming few months. However, right now I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. I do have quite a few new ones, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you so much. If you're here, you will see a little bit of what I do. I talk about crochet and mostly wearables, but today I have something special that's not a wearable. And also I talk about diamond painting, which is another hobby that I have, and I really enjoy doing that. It's a great kind of a reprieve from crochet. Sometimes I can crochet for hours and then I just have to take a break. And when I do, I like to have another hobby to work on, maybe for a day or two, and then go back to crochet. So I work on diamond painting. I've done quite a few. If you followed me on Instagram, you will know what I've been up to. And if you haven't, you can just follow me there, On the Hook Crochet. And all the diamond paintings that I've done will be there. It's very easy to find. I don't have a lot of posts out there, but just a few, and things that I finish or tops that I'm almost finished with. I'll take a photo and put them on Instagram so you can see what my progress is during the week. So I have that on Instagram. So those of you who follow me on Instagram will know that I have finished my yellow sweater, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But I have two announcements. One I've already done before, but I want to be sure that everybody hears it. On August the 17th, on Wednesday, from 4 until 6, I'll be live with Linda Simpson. I'm really excited about it. She has been in touch, so we are on for a week from Wednesday. So if you're watching this on Monday, I hope you are, and not this coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, August 17th. So be sure to put that on your calendar or on your phone, and I imagine Linda will have a notify me post that goes up, or you can subscribe to Linda Simpson's channel, and I'll put a link to her channel down in the description box. You can sign up with her, subscribe to her channel. She is a knitter and a crocheter. She does beautiful, beautiful work. I love her channel. She's very, very friendly and sweet, so down to earth, and I look forward to speaking with her next Wednesday, so be sure to tune in then. Another announcement that I have is that last week I told you where I was on my subscriber count, and y'all pitched in. Everybody subscribed. I guess there were a lot of subscribers on there who signed up last week, and so now I'm over 12,000 subscribers. I am so excited. I never thought I would be here. The first 1,000 I got, I just thought that would be the end of it. I didn't think I'd get this many subscribers, but I'm very, very glad to have y'all with me on my journey, my crochet journey, and my diamond painting journey as well. So I hope you will stick with me, and be sure to click that notification bell if you haven't already done so you'll know when I post a new video, usually on Mondays. Every now and then I'll post one later in the week. I haven't done that in a while, but I will probably start doing that as we get closer to Christmas. And I'm working on Christmas gifts and new diamond paintings, things that I'd like to show y'all. And I don't want to have over an hour on my Monday videos, because that's just such a long time to commit to watch something, and I don't want to lose y'all. I want y'all to stay with me. So thank you for subscribing. My 12,000 subscriber goal has been met, and thank you for helping me with that. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have any subscribers. So I'm really excited that you're here. Now, on the end of the program, be sure to stay with me, because we have a giveaway, a special giveaway for my 12,000 subscriber goal. So be sure to stay here, and I will tell you how to sign up for that giveaway. One thing I'll be showing you as we go along is a set of 3 diamond paintings that I did, and I took them all to the framers this weekend. So they're being framed: a Van Gogh, a Renoir painting, the Two Sisters on the Terrace, and also one other, which was the St. Francis of Assisi diamond painting. And I took all those to the framers, so they'll be coming back soon, and I'll show you those as soon as they get back. But I found some really pretty frames for those, so they'll be coming back probably in a couple of weeks. And I'll pick those up and show those to you, and probably hang those up and show you where I hung them. Also, my new Heaven and Earth design came with some really nice things written down, a note from the girl who actually, I think she puts together the crown jewel canvases. I don't know if she actually puts the glue on, but this is from Michelle, and she is with Heaven and Earth Design. She sent a nice card with the canvas that I ordered from them, and it did come. I'm really excited about starting that. And I have some video that I want to show you right now. It's not too terribly long, but stay with me. It's interesting. Even if you don't diamond paint, you might like to take a look at it. Well, it looks like my canvas for my angel playing the flageolet has finally arrived. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to show you how it came really nicely packaged in this really tight tube here. Here's the logo from the Heaven and Earth Designs right there. It's just a really nice packaging job, like a cloth canvas, and it's wrapped around a pool, looks like a pool tube, you know, that you might throw in the pool and it keeps you afloat. Those are really nice. It is wrapped nicely around this, so I'm going to open this up and see what's inside. I've opened the canvas, and this is at the very top. It says Crown Jewel Canvases, Heaven and Earth Designs, a beautiful logo. Just gorgeous. And it looks like there's already washi tape around the edge here to keep the adhesive from being on the border so it doesn't stick to things. And these are the symbols, and I'm going to get right down here on it. Oh my word, look at this. This is some confetti right here. But here are all the symbols that are on the canvas. Now right here I'm looking at, let's see, this is the angel's face right here, so you can barely see it. Let me get back a little bit away from it, and no, you can't really see it that well. There it is. There's his outline of his face right there. See that there's some color blocking in here where all the stars are. That's one color. And then there is quite a bit of confetti in this painting, but it is beautiful. And there's some of the beautiful blues and the symbols that they've chosen. They look like they're pretty easy to see. Now I'll probably need extra glasses to see these because they are very, very tiny. They're very, very tiny. Let's look at the legends just for a second. As I thought, this is washi tape that they've put on, and you can actually pull up the corner of it right here. There's some washi tape right there. So it's beautifully done. This is a very, very nice canvas. And here are all the symbols and the colors that you need, but mostly you'll be looking at the symbols. And what I'll do is I will label these symbols 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I come across a symbol over here, I will find it over here on my legend, and then I will see what number it is, and then I can go to my containers and find the color. That's how I plan to do it. So I will show you more of that when I get this set up, but I'm really excited to get started on this. This is the angel with a flageolet. I've turned it around. You can't even tell what it is right here, but once I get it onto my easel over on my diamond painting table, I'll be able to better show you more of the procedure that I'm going to use to get this diamond painted, because this is not like a kit. I had to put this together with another company to provide the drills for these specific symbols, and those are connected to, these are the DMC numbers right here. These are the DMC numbers and the symbols that match the canvas. And I ordered the drills from another company, so that's what I'm looking at right here. I'm going to set this up on my easel. I've already moved my Santa away, and this is a quick view of my Santa that I have now put in timeout because I have my new angel diamond painting, and I want to get started on that. But this is how far I've gotten on the Santa. I'm right about halfway up Santa and the reindeer both right there, and you can see it right there is the line. and I then let this plastic cover back down onto it to protect the drills while I'm working on the other painting. So this is where I am so far, right about maybe a third done with this, and I'll pick this up later on when I finish my other painting. But I was so excited to get started on that, I thought I would just put Santa in timeout because it's not Christmas yet. And I will work on my angel, and then I will come back to the Starry Nights Santa that I bought from Diamond Art Club. Really like this one. It's beautiful. It's a square drill, and again, if you'll look at this up close, these drills are not round. These are square. And my new angel diamond painting is also square, so that will be a challenge. I look forward to getting started on that, and I'll keep you up to date with the progress that I make on my new painting. Now for my last installment of my diamond painting section of this video, I wanted to quickly show you how this looks on my easel. I have it thrown over the back here. As you can see, it's a very large canvas, and the canvas is heavy too. It actually will stay where I put it probably a little bit easier than the last one I was working on. But this is what it looks like up close. Now let me go over here where there's no glare on the painting, where there's a little bit of glare, and you can see the angel's arm right there. Now he's over on the other side. So he's just starting on the bottom of this particular painting, and I'm starting on the left lower corner. Now if you can see that, I've finished a 3x3 section of this painting, and it's going to be so beautiful. But I'll tell you, it is full of confetti, which means there are a lot of different colors in each square. Now I've decided to separate this into squares of 3 inches by 3 inches, so I can get them done in 1 or 2 nights, and I don't get overwhelmed by trying to do an entire strip, because that would be way too long for me. That's too long, and you always look to the right and you go, oh, look how much more I have to do. But this way, I just take the plastic cover and I flip it up and I cut it here, 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 here. You can't really see that, but that's how I do it. I cut it, and then I fold all this down right here, and I leave this one section open, and you can see I have it held up here with my cover minder that Diamond Art Club sent me, but there's a magnet on the other side, and it holds up the plastic cover so that I can work on this particular one. I just barely started this last night, but I did get all this finished along the bottom, and here's the edge of the 3-inch section. So I hope you understand what I'm saying here. I'm just doing 3x3 sections on this one, because look at all the confetti in there. Look at all that. I mean, it's going to be a real challenge to get this finished. This was also full of confetti, and you can see all the different colors there. One drill at a time. Some of them with just 1 or 2 drills of the same color, then you'd have to change to a different drill. But I can see that the margins are done in 3 or 4 colors right here. I almost finished that one last night. I just have a few more squares here. So this is a little bit of a look at what it's like to do a diamond painting. I know some of y'all have said you'd like to try it, and I totally get that. Now it took me about 5 hours to kit this up. That means to take the drills from the little Ziploc bags that they came in. Each color was in a different bag, and to place them in my containers. And I'll show you what these look like. Heaven and Earth Designs actually sent me a sticky sheet, and the sheet had all of these numbers and all the DMC numbers and the symbols and the color of the drills printed on there. And I just cut those off, little sections of that, and I place them on the containers, and they are sticky on the other side, so I just place them on the front of the container and fill the container with that particular drill color. And then I did those in order, and it took me a long time to get that done. This is all full. There are 90 colors, 90 colors. Here's the other container section that I have 2, one here and one here, and they all have a different color drills in them, and depending on how many drills is the size of the container I use. The larger containers for the drills that I had more of, obviously, and I use those for that. So I had to kind of plan it a little bit, but I'm not crazy about planning things ahead. I didn't run out of any containers, so it really worked out just fine for me. But there were a lot of colors, and 90 colors takes a long time to kit up. This is what this is called, kitting up. And this is where I leave all of my instruments for the next night. This is what I use to hold my phone, and I'll put my phone over here on top of the colors, and I put my phone in the slots there, and I can watch YouTube videos or the news or whatever I feel like watching while I'm working on my diamond painting, and it's just right over here. So as you can see, it's pretty close. And then all of my instruments that I use, I'm still using a very plain little drill pen. It's nothing special. It has a softy tube there at each end to help me grab the drill pen. This is a multi-placer on the end. This is a 7 multi-placer, and it works just fine with square drills, so I'm using that. And those are my glasses, and the wax that I use to put in the ends of the drill pen, so that will hold the drills on the pen until I get them to the canvas where they will stick onto the canvas. So that's a little bit about how this works. And I have 2 different box sizes, or tray sizes, they call them trays. And for smaller amounts of drills I use this tray, and then I have a large blue tray that I can pour a lot of drills into, and it holds a lot of drills, so I don't have to keep going back to my container to add more drills. So that's a quick look. Of course I have my glasses. It's a quick look at what it takes to do some diamond painting on a large scale. And Heaven and Earth Designs has sent a wonderful, very high quality, beautiful canvas to me. I'm just thrilled with it. And also, I will say the drills fit very easily on there. Now I noticed on my Santa, the drills tend to pump up, push out, and I had to keep putting pressure on them to keep them lined up. These are not like that. There's a slight bit of area there between the drills, and so you don't have to keep working with them to keep them pushed into the canvas. So I guess that's the difference in a quality canvas and a canvas where the drills might be a little bit bigger. I don't know what it's caused from, but I do love the way they did this particular canvas, and the drills that I'm using are quite beautiful. They actually have a whole lot of facets on the top, more than I've noticed on some other drills. So drills are different between companies. I just will say that. So that's a little bit about my diamond painting. I hope you enjoyed this segment. I want to show you what it's like to do a large painting. I've already done one, and y'all followed along with me on that, but this one, it's going to take me a while to get it done because there's a lot of confetti here. So I'll be back with some more updates on my Angel Playing a Flageolet by Edward Burns. I hope you enjoyed that. That was just a look at the unboxing and some other things with the new design that I'm working on, and also the one that I put in timeout, the Santa, Starry Night Santa, which is going to be very pretty when it's finished, but I'm not ready to finish that yet. I put that in timeout so I could work on my Angel with a Flageolet. So I'll be working on that. Now, let's talk about what I'm wearing. If you were on Instagram, if you follow me there, you'll notice that I actually posted a photo of this sweater. This is the Rebecca sweater, and I made this in a dyed yarn, hand-dyed yarn last time, and it was it was kind of a peachy pink tonal, very, very beautiful sweater, and it made up so nicely. I called it the Rebecca sweater after my friend Becky, who dyed the yarn for the original prototype. But I made it again in some Knit Crate yarn. If y'all been following me, you know this has been on the hook for almost 2 months. I started it a long time ago, well, about a month and a half. And I started it, and then I put it away, and I was doing other things. And then I came back to it. This is what it looks like on the ball. Very beautiful yarn. I love it. It's a little bright for me, as I've said many times. This is the yarn band that was on it. It's the Vita Lana and it's called the Lofty DK right there. The Lofty, let me find it. The Lofty DK Beadalana. It's a combination of merino wool, baby alpaca, and Pima cotton. So it's a very comfortable yarn to wear. I didn't get hot in it. I wore it all day yesterday, all the way from early morning until late afternoon, and it was not uncomfortable at all. I really enjoyed wearing it, and I wore it with a short denim, well, a knee-length denim skirt to church. It was very, very comfortable. Yeah, I wore it all day. I wore it out to eat. I wore it in the house for a while after that. So I took it off later in the afternoon, and I'll stand up and show this one to you. This is the Daffodil color by Knit Crate in the Lofty DK. Today I'm wearing this with some dark jeans. They are some jeggings that I bought from Chico's. I really like these. I wear them quite often, but they looked really good with this, so I put them on this morning. This sweater is made larger than the original prototype. The original prototype is probably a very small medium. It's a medium, but it's in the small range. This is a large medium because I started this when I weighed probably 10 pounds more than I do now. I've been on a diet. I've been trying to lose some weight, and I've been fairly successful. I've been very disciplined about my food intake, which is what you have to do if you want to lose weight. That's what I found over the years. And when I realized that I had gained some weight, I thought, well, you know, I'm going to lose some weight. And when I did, I'd already started this sweater, and if you can see, it's pretty big. It's a big sweater, but this part doesn't bother me as much as the neckline. I made the neckline to fit me when I was much broader across the shoulders, and so it tends to be a little bit too wide. See, it's just a tiny bit too wide for me, and sometimes my strap will show, if you don't know what I mean. You're all ladies probably watching me, so you know what that is, but on the shoulders it's a little bit large. So if I made this again, I would definitely make the circular neckline smaller. I would make it much smaller. Probably cut it back by 10 or 15 chains around the neck to get started. This is a top-down sweater, the Rebecca sweater, and I'll show you the back of it. The back of it is just like the front, basically. I just went around in a big circle from the underarm down, so I didn't put any shaping in this at all. And I did the ribbing at the bottom. I crocheted it much wider than I did the original prototype. Also, the arms, the sleeves are longer. They're probably longer by an inch. And then the ribbing is one extra row. So they did come down quite a bit farther on my arm than the originals, which were more like a cap sleeve. So I just wanted to tell you the differences here. The lace rows are the same. It's made the same basically. It's just the sleeves and the actual body is an inch longer and more ribbing there as well. So I just made this a bigger sweater, and when I did, I started out with a neckline that was a little bit too big. So then when I made the sweater, it just seems big to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I blocked it and it became very loose, but very smooth and loose, I guess you could say. So when I blocked it, it changed the feel of the yarn quite a bit. Getting up close, I want to show you the arms. The sleeves are longer here, and the ribbing is longer by one row. I didn't do anything different here. These are all the same rows. And then at the bottom, I made this an inch longer here before I started the ribbing. And then I did the ribbing, and it's wider at the bottom than the original prototype. So the original was only like 3 rows. This is 4 or 5 rows. I think it's 5 rows actually. I had plenty of yarn, and when you have plenty of yarn, you can do lots of different things to your sweaters. At the end, especially when you're deciding about the length of the sleeves and how far down you want to crochet if you're doing a top down. If you're doing a bottom up, you can do the same thing. You just have to gauge where you are with your yarn supply and make sure that you don't overdo it on the front or the back. On this, you're going around in a circle, and so you just go around a circle till it's the length that you like. And I do like that about top-down sweaters. And I plan to design more. I am designing some bottom-up, though, for my fall lookbook. So last year I released the Winter Stripes pattern, and that was a top-down done in worsted weight yarn. I believe it was worsted weight. and it had color work all in here, and it was really pretty. I really liked that one. And this one is crocheted in double knitting or DK weight yarn, and if you have some DK lying around, you could certainly give this one a whirl. I think you need, I needed about 800 yards of this, because last time it was 700, but the sleeves again are longer and the body's longer as well. So you need probably between, I would say, to be safe, you'd need 900 or more, maybe up to 12 or 1300 if you are a larger size. You definitely want to have plenty of DK on hand. And if it were me, instead of buying a luxury yarn to start, well, I think I would make one first, not from a luxury yarn, but maybe one that you can get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's, one of the big box stores, or you can go on line and find some at Lion Brand. Any DK yarn would be a good one to start with on the Rebecca sweater. So you could do that, and that way you could work your way through one and see what you like. Now this one, like I said, is wider at the neck than the other one. I think I started out with more chains. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I started out with more chains around the neck and thereby making it bigger up here. I still stopped at the same point here as I did in the prototype, the first one, but because I added more chains under the arm here because I was larger when I started this one than I was on the prototype. So it all depends on where you are at the time. I guess I hadn't really planned to go on a diet, but I wanted to keep my weight down because I just feel better when I'm a little bit thinner. I just feel better. I don't have to drag so much weight around. And that's for me. I'm not talking about anybody else, but that's just how I feel about it. I just feel better. Generally, getting up in the morning, I feel better if I'm not quite as fluffy as I used to be. And I used to be very, very large. I don't think I was doing my YouTube channel at the time. I think I'd already gone on a diet, but I lost 40 or 50 pounds. I can't remember how much, but it was a huge amount of weight, and I looked totally different after losing 40 or 50 pounds. So when I get up to the point where I've gained another 10 and I just can't go any farther, I don't want to gain any more, I lose that 10 and start over. And that doesn't mean I overeat and gain 10 pounds all the time. It just creeped up on me over about a year's time, maybe a year and a half. During COVID and after COVID, I was just maybe eating a little bit too much. So that's enough about the Rebecca sweater. I just wanted you to know what I'm wearing today. This is a rollout because I haven't worn this on my video yet. So I'm really excited to wear it though. It's a beautiful sweater, and I don't love the color. It's a little bit bright for me, but I did wear it yesterday and nobody pointed to me and said, "That's too bright." I don't like the color of your sweater. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that just for a minute. If you've been following me, you know that I have been working on a bunny for my 3-year-old grandson, and I just felt like he needed a bunny. So I started a bunny out of blanket yarn, and the pattern was, I think it was going to make too big a bunny. It was just too big. And if you want to see that bunny, you can go back to my previous YouTube video. I have one about the bunny. I think it was last week's actually, and you can pop back and watch that. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video, but you can go back and look at it. I talked about the bunny that I was making, and I was not excited about him because he was going to be huge. And I didn't want to make a huge bunny, but I did want to make a bunny. So I started out with some snow cone from Premier, and y'all warned me about this, but I bought it anyway. It's the Soft Chenille Snow Cone yarn by Premier, and it's a size 6 yarn, and it is a chenille, so it's very fluffy. It's got a lot of fluff on it, if you can see that. Anytime you run across a chenille bedspread, that's what this is. It's chenille yarn, and I really wanted to make the bunny out of this, and I started a big bunny, couldn't figure it out because I couldn't see my stitches with it, and I went through a whole lot of iterations, and I finally just dropped the blanket yarn bunny. I just didn't want to make him anymore. So I went on the web and I found a pattern from One Dog Woof. This is a pattern I paid money for. This is called the Classic Stuffed Bunny. There it is right there. Let me turn this around where you can see it. The Classic Stuffed Bunny. And it's very, very cute. I love the look of this bunny. It looked like it was the right size because there's a little person there holding it, and it looked like it was going to be the right size. There are another couple of pictures of it there. It's made down here on the bottom. If you look at the bottom photo, it's made with regular yarn, and over here it's made with the large yarn. So I don't know if they used chenille. I think they used homespun. And not excited about homespun, although one of my lookbook patterns, if you don't know what I'm talking about, my lookbook is a collection of patterns that's coming out in the fall, and there'll be several patterns in there. Of course, not one is going to be a bunny, but I am using homespun for one of the patterns, and it's turning out very easily crocheted, very easy to crochet. I'm not making anything difficult at all in this lookbook. One dog wolf pattern is very easy to follow. I will show you one thing that I do in my own patterns. When it says round 6 through 9, that means round 6, round 7, round 8, round 9. And something you have to do in each round. I have to remain organized if I'm making something like this. So what I do, and I won't compromise the pattern here, but I wanted to show you what I do here. I do this. I write the number there, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let me get it over here where you can see it. All right, I write the numbers and I put a little check mark when I finish that particular row. And I do this on my other patterns, the patterns that I publish. On the edge of each row is a check mark spot where you can check that off, because people get phone calls, they have children in the house, they have to fix dinner, they have to do other things in their lives besides crochet, and sometimes you set it down and you go, oh, remember where I was. So that's what I do. I'm very organized about that, and when I publish a pattern, I always try to put check mark spots where you can check off your progress, and I hope that's helpful to y'all. Let me know if you think it is. I'm very concerned about losing track of where I am, and for y'all losing track of where you are on my patterns. I don't have a lot of stitch counts, but I do have row counts, and it's good to keep up with what you're supposed to be doing when you crochet, and it saves a lot of time when you come back. You can say, oh, I was on row 8, or you can say, I don't even know what set of rows I was on. That's a bad thing because it takes you forever to figure it out. That is one of the things I do in my patterns. I also write in full sentences. I try not to be cryptic about my instructions so that you know exactly where I'm going when I go there. You know exactly where I'm going. This is written in all abbreviations, and there's not much in full sentences here except some of the descriptions in the back about how to put it together, but nothing very specific about how to sew it together. But I have made dolls in my life, and I know how to sew dolls together. So I finished my bunny, and I want to show it to you. I made this bunny out of the snow cone chenille from Premier. This is in the color root beer, and this is what the bunny looks like. Let me turn him around. There he is. There's the little bunny. Now, I know y'all think this might look like a dog. Mr. On the Hook said, that looks like a dog. And I said, you know, it does. It does look like a dog. There's little arms right there. See his little arms? And he has a set of ears that are not even stuffed. Those are not stuffed ears. I think the arms are stuffed. Yeah, the arms are stuffed. The ears are not stuffed. But that's a function of this large yarn that I'm using on this little bunny. But I know he does look like a dog a little bit, doesn't he? Let me get him up here where you can see him. This is he sits up fairly nicely. He sits up very well, and he turned out cute. I didn't put a tail on him, and that may be why he looks like a dog. You know, dogs don't have a puffy tail, but I don't think the puffy tail would last long with the 3-year-old boy. I think he'd pull that right off. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give this to him, and hope he likes it. It was a labor of love. I just had to finish it. So I sat down and basically one day made this bunny, and I hope he likes it. I just think it's the cutest thing. And I just used embroidery thread for the nose, and I just did that on the outside when I was finished with it, unlike the pattern directions said. And I did not use hard eyes. I made those out of embroidery thread. because I don't have any snap-on eyes or whatever they call those for amigurumi animals. I don't make amigurumi as a rule, so I just, whoops, I keep turning him the wrong way. There he is. There he is. That's my little dog bunny. It's my little dog bunny. Anyway, I think he's cute enough to put on the bed up there, and when my little grandson gets here, I'll say, this was for you. I made that just for you. By the way, the snow cone chenille, I used an L hook for that. And the L hook is an 8.0 millimeter crochet hook, and it worked just fine. It worked just fine. It made the stitches close enough together so that the stuffing didn't show through the holes. And I was able to keep up. And the reason I was I used a stitch marker on the first stitch of every row. And around the head, it's done differently than around the body. So just follow the directions and you should be able to do that. Now that is an $8 pattern, I will say. But as I always say, I support designers who put patterns out and they have to charge for them. In order to have time to do another pattern, they need to have a little money. And so I always support the designers of patterns. So just know that that's an $8 pattern, but it was worth it. It was very thorough and it didn't have any mistakes in it that I noticed. I think one row number was wrong, but it was easy to notice which one it was, and so it wasn't an issue. But I just wanted to tell you that it is a paid for pattern. And again, support your designers when you can and pay for those patterns, because it helps us in our quest to make more patterns of more sweaters, more amigurumi, more hats, more mittens, more everything. And I think with the paid for pattern, you usually get a little bit better pattern. I don't know that for sure. The free patterns that I've ever downloaded, I always found mistakes in them. And I don't know if it's because they were free or I just happened to get those particular patterns. But I just wanted you to know that about the one dog wolf pattern, and I'll put a link to the pattern down in the description box if you're interested in purchasing that. Now let's talk about giveaways. I have 3 giveaways that I'm going to do today, plus a pattern. So I have 4 giveaways today. And a lot of y'all were excited. Look at this sweater. See how it falls over? There we go. A lot of y'all were excited about the giveaways today because there's a pattern involved. Y'all had your eye on one of my patterns, and so you can get it free if you win. So I'm excited about giving that away as well. But these are the 3 King Cole yarns that I'm giving away today to one lucky winner, and they are the Drifter Chunky King Cole yarn in different colorways. There are 3 different colorways, and one is primarily a purple, one is a kind of a pink and a turquoise, and the other is more of a turquoise and pink. So I'm giving these away. You might have enough in each one, or you can actually combine those together, put them with a background yarn and make a little throw with those. I think that would be enough yarn actually to do that with. If you added 3 other skeins of yarn to it, you might be able to crochet a throw with that. I don't know. Anyway, I love this yarn. This is really pretty. It's a King Cole again, Drifter Chunky. I think it's fingering weight yarn by Sheepshees and by Knit Picks. And these are 4 different, well, they're 2 different colorways. These 2 are the different colorways. And they're very pretty. They don't have to be combined, but if you make socks or you like to make small things, these will come in handy. And I love the colors of these. I had them around for a long time, and then I realized I probably wasn't going to use them anytime soon. So I'm trying to clear out my stash, and I'm going to do that by giving those away. The 3rd winner will receive 2 donuts of Willow and Lark Woodland Tweed with a Twist. It says 50 grams each in the colorway London Bus. And look at that. I love that color. It's a tonal red, really pretty, really pretty, and a very high quality yarn, I will say. This Willow and Lark is not inexpensive. And I think I bought several donuts of it, and I used all but 2. So there you go. I think I might have used a couple for trim on a sweater, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where I use these. But they are wool, and it's 50 wool, 25 alpaca, and then 25 of viscose as well. So if your wool if you can't use wool, none of these will work for you because they all have some wool in them. So I hope you didn't sign up for those. If you are wool challenged, if you can't use wool, then I hope you signed up for my free pattern from Etsy. So winner number 4 will receive a free pattern of their choice from my Etsy shop. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these gifts today. Here we are at the computer, and there is the internet address of the video from last week, and also there's the keyword coal, which is the king coal yarn, and that is the answer to my question right there. They always ask me this question, so I have to answer the questions. And now I'm going to get the YouTube comments. It was 153 people were interested in the king coal yarn. So let's scroll over here and find out who wins the king coal yarn in the 3 different colorways. Very pretty. King coal yarn, and the winner is Patricia Skates. Patricia Skates, and there is the coal, love the king coal yarn. That's all she was interested in, so she won that one. Well, Patricia, congratulations. And now let's scroll over here. Patricia Skates, well, congratulations to you. All right, let's go over here, and we're going to change the keyword, and that keyword will be stone. And let's hold this right here while we go over here and type in the word stone, and we'll have to answer our question, which is 5 plus 4 is 9. Get the YouTube comments, and that would be 166 people were interested in the Sheepji's and the Knit Picks yarn. And let's find out who wins those 2 yarns. They're kind of a gold colored yarn. That would be Rita Woods. Rita Woods, you are the winner. So please send me your mailing address. All of y'all send me your mailing address except the person that wins the pattern. And they don't have to do anything but send me an email. All right, so the next one is lark. That was the keyword for the beautiful red yarn. To get the number of comments for the lark, willow lark, and that would be 159. So pretty much everybody signed up for most everything. Okay, let's find out who wins the willow lark yarn, and that would be Dale Anna Young. Dale Anna Young, you have won the willow lark yarn. So be sure to send me your mailing address, and I'll get that off to you right away. All right, let's go back up here, and we're going to type in the word Etsy, and this is the person who's going to win a pattern of their choice from the Etsy shop, and the answer to that is 11. Let's find out how many people were interested in that, and that was 171. Okay, looks like pretty much everybody would like to have a pattern, which I totally get. Let's go down here and find out who wins the Etsy pattern of your choice, and that would be Barb P. Barb P. And there's the word Etsy in her comment. So Barb P, you have won the Etsy pattern of your choice. So be sure to get in touch with me, y'all, right away so I can get these out to you. And congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to all our winners. Thank you for participating. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'm glad to do these giveaways. I hope you enjoy watching it. Even if you don't win, if you watch every week, you're going to win one. I just believe it. I know you're going to. So thank you for joining me for that giveaway. Now, for next week's giveaway, I have 2 things. First of all, I have a frog or finish, and y'all can probably guess what this is. This is my very famous Big Bad Bunny that I started, and what I'll do is I will send the pattern and the yarn and what I've finished to the winner. And let me show you what will be in the package. I was making this bunny out of blue and out of white blanket yarn, and I will send along what I have. I'll just send it to you in a package. Hopefully I can get it in a big package. This is the pattern that I'm sending along. This is the Premier Esther Bunny. So cute, but I just couldn't get it to happen for me. So I'm going to send that along, and all the markings that I've made, and you can see where I ended up there. I'll just send that along in a package. Now what you'll get is the body, which I have already finished. I don't know what this is. If you're an amigurumi person, you should be able to take this and know what in the world it is. I don't know. It's made right by the pattern, And then I started the head, and it was so huge, I hadn't even gotten to the midpoint yet, and so the head's going to be very large. But I'm going to send enough blanket yarn along to finish it. I think I'm finished with the nose. Yeah, I think I finished the nose. So there's the nose, whatever that's worth. All right, this is blanket yarn. Very beautiful yarn. I love it. I made some blankets out of this for my little grandsons. I made each of them a blanket, and I'll send along the yarn I didn't use because I'm not going to use this again. I'm not going to make any more blankets out of this. They are still using these blankets, and they're small blankets. They're like a throw size, but they were for little guys. And they take them on vacation. They drag them around behind themselves, and their mom washes them in the wash machine, dries them in the dryer. So it's an excellent yarn for that, but I won't be making any more of these. So I will send along everything that has to do with my Esther Bunny. If y'all want to see more about the Esther Bunny, I think she was in the last video. You can watch that. As I said, I'll put a link to it at the end of this show. You can see it. But sign up for the Frogger Finished Bunny, and if you're an amigurumi fan, this should be easy peasy for you. If you're not, you can follow the directions, because I'm not making it out of the chenille. I was making it out of the blanket yarn. It's much easier to see the stitches there. And I'll also send along the pattern. Everything that I've done with it, it will go in a package and it will come to you. And if you win this, I would be so excited. Use the keyword bunny, B-U-N-N-Y, bunny. Use the word bunny to sign up for the Frogger Finish Bunny. Now, I have something really special besides the bunny to give away next week. In honor of my 12,000 subscriber goal that I met and that y'all helped me win, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have it. This is the Crocheted Stripes Throw by Mary Maxim, and I bought this a while back knowing that I wanted to give it away for something special. It's a beautiful, beautiful throw. Look at that. It's just gorgeous, and it's an easy to make. I have looked at the directions. They are super simple. So I want to show you the yarn that's in here. It's the Starlet yarn by Mary Maxim, and here's some colors. There is a natural or a cream color there, a dark gray, which is here, this one, and then there's a taupe color as well, and that's right there. You can see it right in there. And I'm going to take one of these out and show the actual yarn so you can see it. And this is the natural color. It's all worsted weight yarn, size 4, and it's real pretty. It's got a little bit of a halo on it. I think it's really, really soft though. The Starlet yarn by Mary Maxim. There are 10 skeins in here. I think I counted 10, and each skein is 180 yards, 180 yards. So that's what you will get, 10 skeins of that. And so beautiful. Let me show you that picture again. This is the crocheted, let me get it over here, Crocheted Stripes Throw, and it makes a throw that's about 37 by 51. There you see the rating is easy right there. You can see that it's easy, and there is a picture of it up close. It's beautiful. I love the colors they use. They threw that taupe in there, and that really warms it up quite a bit. And the cream too. So they've got a couple of cool colors, couple of warm colors in here. So I think it's really beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. That's why I bought it. I was actually going to make that, but I thought, you know, I ought to give this away to someone who would like to have it. So again, you get this large Mary Maxim kit for the Crocheted Stripes Throw in the giveaway next week. Uh-oh, I'm losing my sweater. Let me get it on there for the giveaway next week. So I wish everyone luck. The keyword is Mary, M-A-R-Y, and you will be in the running for the Crocheted Stripes Throw. I'm thinking of waiting 2 weeks for this, but I think no. I think I'm just going to give it away next week. So be sure you sign up this week for it. If you know anybody that would like to sign up for this, that's a crochet person, they could subscribe to my channel, share this video with them, and let them see what we talk about on my show. And then you can say, hey, sign up for that giveaway at the end of the video. So It's the Crocheted Stripes Throw. You can go on marymaxim.com and look at this in more detail, but I think that's probably enough. You can see it is how beautiful, beautiful. Easy stitches, easy rows, but they're not just all plain double crochet. And I thought that was an interesting way that they handled that particular throw. So this again will be given away next week in honor of my 12,000 subscriber goal. And if you use the word Mary, you will be in the running for this beautiful throw. It's actually not a throw, it's a kit. You have to make it. You have to crochet it, but that's the fun of receiving a kit. I love Mary Maxim kits. They are so nice. They're so beautifully packaged. And you also get a zippered bag to keep your throw in, or you can, I believe that one of my project bags would hold this. I really do. I think it would hold it. So that's what I'm giving away next week in addition to the bunny frog or finish. Well, that's it for today. I'm so excited. I know I probably went over my time today, but I was kind of long-winded, but I hope you enjoy watching my videos. If I'm too long, put it down in the comments. Say, oh, way too long. I'm not listening to all that. But if you're interested in crochet and or diamond painting, you might enjoy my channel. So be sure to share this video with someone. If you know someone that's a crocheter or a diamond painter that might like to watch what I'm doing and some of my projects, you can share this video with them. Be sure to sign up for the community. Now, that's not subscribing. I do want you to subscribe, but be sure to sign up for the community. You get emails, very few emails, but you get first notice of patterns that are available, and you also get an offer code to use for my project bags and my patterns. So be sure to sign up for that. And I think that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I plan to have a wonderful week as well. I'll be crafting and crocheting, doing all kinds of things. And one more thing, I am working on my lookbook, which is a selection of patterns. So that's really what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to keep up with that. But I have one more sweater that I'm finishing for next Monday, and I will model that for you. It's modeled on the Dorothy sweater, but it looks totally different. It's made with the same yarn, but I made it a little bit different. Not totally different, but I did make it different. And I'll be modeling that on Monday because I'm sewing it up right now, and I'll be finishing that this week. So be sure you tune in next week and join me then to find out what's on the hook.